Hey team, Patrick here. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to aim your serve with laser accuracy like the pros, specifically to three main targets: out wide, down the tee, and a body serve, both on the deuce and the ad side. So let's get into it. Now, aiming the serve can be difficult for a lot of players, as generally your serve is going to be faster and your target is smaller. However, as with any other shot, aiming is achieved through the difference in the angle of the racket face at the moment of contact. This is going to be the most important. And I believe a lot of aiming is mental and intuitive, as it's your brain that tells your body how it wants to move. And it's such a small difference in the angle of the racket face between an out wide serve and a tee serve and the ball is on our strings for such a short period of time. This is going to be very hard to feel, especially up here overhead on a serve. And if you try and control this point, then you're going to end up slowing down and hitting an inferior serve. So the best way to practice this on your own is to put out targets. And I've got 3 cones for out wide, body, and tee. And this develops this awareness and racket face control. Just remember, if practicing a first serve, you can have the targets closer to the lines. And for a second serve, bring the targets in and give yourself more margin for error. Now, I just want to draw your attention to the placement of the cones. You can see the out wide cone on the deuce side I've put slightly shorter. This is because as a righty, I'm probably hitting a slice. And the shorter I can get the ball up the box, the more I can get it exiting off the court. I've also brought the body serve target on this side closer to the tee, for the same reason as I can now get a slice or an angle working in towards my opponent's body to jam them. And on the ad side, this would be reversed. And if you were hitting a slice, then the body serve target could be slightly wider. We need to understand that in terms of the direction, it's the racket face, the angle of the racket face that sends the ball. But in terms of the spin, the path of the racket bends the ball. Now, I don't want to get into the specifics in this lesson of a kick serve or a slice serve. Please check my videos out on these serves. But with this knowledge, you could hit 6 serves per box. You could hit with spin or flat, out wide, to the body, or down the tee, changing the angle of the racket face to change the location of the ball and the path of the racket, either through the ball in the direction of your target or laterally across and past the ball to hit with spin. So on that wide spin serve, for example, my strings were angled in that direction and my path was traveling in this direction. If I then wanted to hit spin tee, well, I would keep the same path, but change the angle of my racket face to facing towards the tee. And if I wanted to hit flat tee, well, I would keep the same angle of racket face, but change the path. I'd hit more through the ball rather than across the ball. So it's just understanding which dial to turn. Having a specific routine before you serve can be very helpful. It doesn't matter what it is, within reason. You don't want to be putting off your opponent, but whether you bounce the ball with your hand or your racket or through the legs, there have been some famous ones over the years. I'm thinking of Nadal with his particular ticks, or Djokovic with his ball bounces, as long as it's the same every time. This really helps under pressure, and use this time to visualize your serve. What spin and direction do you want to hit? As remember that aiming is partly mental. If you're still struggling with aiming your serve, then simply start closer at the service line, aiming for the same cones, and then you can work your way back. And don't be afraid to over-exaggerate it if you're struggling to hit a specific spot. For example, aim into the tram lines if you can't get it out wide, or for the other service box if you're struggling to get it down the tee, until you fix, or what I call recalibrate, where you think you're aiming with where your strings are actually facing at the moment of contact. Something I hear a lot of when it comes to aiming on the serve is, I'm not good enough, or I just try and get it in the box. But I want you to be more specific. Aim for a certain area in the box, as this gives you that focus. It's not always going to go there, but for me, not picking out a target is crazy. It's like I'm pretty rubbish at basketball. I was never tall enough, but it doesn't stop me visualizing the ball going in or aiming for a specific area on the backboard, for example. So I hope this video has helped. If it has, please leave it a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. I'm really proud of the community. We're growing here, so I'll see you on court in the next one. Cheers, guys.